Well, hello, everybody. I've been looking forward to this live stream for several days now. And welcome to the live stream. We are live. Looks like we got a bunch of people in already. Several people from hours ago jumped in just to say things because I set up the video at like noon or something. Let's see. Darth Yoda looks like probably in. Chris is in. Amy Bentley's here. Taylor's here. Hi, you guys. Hey, Robert. Keith Harper's in. Very okay vinyl. That's a great. That's a great name for like a record store. Very okay vinyl. Hi, Chibi Peach. Danielle's in. Okay. Hi, everybody. Tina. All right. Everybody is in. Soba's mom is in. Awesome. Lan, Gary. Hi, Erica. Peace Python's in. Cool. All right. Kayla, Jason, AB. Perfect. Okay. So I've got a newly shed Maya in my hands here. She has brand new clothes on. I think she's coming around, but I can't really tell. But she is super pretty right now. Once she comes around, I'll show you. And I'm not as concerned as I used to be with Maya. Oh, there she is. Potentially biting me, although it is more concerning when she comes around with her face on my neck because she has done it before. It's been a while. And you know, it could happen again. And I don't mind it as long as, like, if she were to bite my arm or my hand, not a big deal. I don't really want her biting my neck, as you could probably understand. But she just shed out this morning and is looking great. Hey, can I show you to the camera, young lady? If you block, hold on. My face, focus on you. Can everybody hear okay? And do things seem to be going well on your end for this live stream so far? Mr. Fat Lips 123, thoughts on hognose snakes? They're really cool. They're great pets and they're super cute. I like them. I don't keep them myself, but I think it's cool when people do keep them because they're great. Those are my thoughts on hognose snakes. So Maya is going to get a quail tonight. She hasn't eaten in over a week because she's been in shed. And that is several meals for her to skip because she gets fed at least twice a week. She's different than other pythons in that she eats a lot more often. Ooh, let's talk about what I'm drinking. I'm drinking two things, you guys, and there's a reason why. The first thing that I'm drinking is 1792 Bottled and Bond. Any of you that are into bourbon, do you like this stuff? Because I do. It's very good. Bottled and Bond, for those of you who don't know, was an act that happened like right around 1900. It was probably like 1890s or something like that. And it was the first act that the government ever put into place that served to regulate any type of consumable. So there was no regulation on food, or like you could buy, sell anything and say it was anything, and there was no regulation on anything. Bottled and Bond for bourbon was the first thing that was ever regulated, which shows you how important bourbon was back then to sort of certify that it was good. And so there are specific rules that you have to follow if you want to label your bourbon Bottled and Bond. But the reason that I'm drinking bourbon, I also have a glass of scotch. But the reason I'm drinking bourbon is because my buddy Spencer sent me, and you'll see this in a video that's coming out either next week or the week after, depending on when I get it edited. Spencer owns a company called Wilder Coffee Roasters, where I get coffee from sometimes. And he sent me a massive box of coffee, way more than what I ordered, including a bunch of swag. And this, if you can see without me dumping it, this has the little swirly thing there is the Wilder Coffee Roasters logo. Oh, there you go. Now you can see it. So anyway, this is a rocks glass. I would have liked to have rocks in it, but I don't have any. I like to have round ice for bourbon if I'm going to put ice in it. So that is a very nice bourbon, super oaky. And then I have this, my Green Room Pythons Glencairn glass, which has a gift from Amy Bentley, the Lagavulin Nick Offerman edition Lagavulin 11-year, which this is my favorite box. Like of whiskey sleeves, whiskey boxes, this is the best one I've ever seen. It looks like a Van Gogh painting, and it's got Nick Offerman's face. And how great is he? Anyway, this is the bottle, and that's what's in that glass. And they're both whiskey. Scotch is whiskey, and bourbon is whiskey, but they're wildly different and really good. I'm a big fan of Scotch. I like bourbon too, but Scotch makes me do a happy dance. So anyway, that is the Scotch portion, or the whiskey portion, of Snakes and Scotch. Other than when you see me take drinks of it. The rest of this will be snakes. Lori, thank you so much for this generous super chat. Unfortunately, I can't watch live, so I'll have to watch later. Have a great live stream. Love, Marie and Darwin. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. Marie and Darwin are fantastic snakes. Marie is one that I produced, and she's delightful. Thanks, Lori. That's really nice. Okay, so we're gonna get to some of these questions that came from the good folks over on Patreon here in a minute, which I have printed out on a clipboard because that's how I like to do it. I like to do some of these streams analog style, clipboard and a printed out sheet of paper. But let me just flip through this really quick. Great. I'm so far behind because right now I'm seeing what Amy's saying. Bob, what are you drinking tonight? Which we covered. Amy, thank you so much for that. Lagavulin. It's so delightful. I'm keeping the bottle in the box. Mom, you guys, my mom is on. She finally made it to a live stream. So Mom watches, Mom, I'm so glad you're here. Mom watches all the Green Room Pythons videos. She's a big fan of Green Room Pythons. I think she's a fan of her son. She kind of likes me, but she also enjoys the snakes. And but she never makes it to the live streams because she never got notification as to when I'm doing them or whatever. But I told her earlier this week when it was, and she's on. I'm glad you're here, Mom. Okay, so that's all right. You guys, so as you know, for those of you who have been on before, I skip a lot of these comments. Sometimes I just have to blow through these. And Chibi Peach, thank you so much for that super chat. Hey Bob, I got my new enclosure. Great, congrats. Squishy already is letting me pet him without turning into a ball and not flinging my hand. So progress. Oh, that's great. Congrats. That's awesome. Very cool. Did you get, I forget what enclosure you were getting. Did you get a black box or something else? So anyway, sorry, you guys, if I skip your comment. I will see it if you super chat, and I might see it even if you don't super chat. But sometimes I talk so much that I have to just blow through a ton, and I don't even see them. And every, I actually go through and I look at all the comments the next day. And there's so many times when I do that where I'm like, oh no, I can't believe I missed that comment. Cause it's something that, you know, somebody said to me specifically that I wish I had seen, or a really great question that I wish I could have answered. So anyway, that's the situation. Let me get into some of these questions from Patreon. We'll try to blow through these, and I'll try to get to your questions as well. The other thing is, if you type a question for me in the chat or a comment for me in the chat, and it has to do with something that I've just said, chances are by the time I get to your comment, I will have no idea what you're referring to, because I won't know what I just said. So it helps if you remind me what your comment refers to, unless it's obvious already. So, oh, Clint from Black Box is in. Hey, Clint, good to see you. Glad you're here. Okay. Erica is saying, at Bob, love the hoodie. Thanks. I just got this. Just came in. Brian Strong hoodie. Those are at Reptile Army. And I'm all about supporting Brian. And he's going through some stuff. That is a tough, heavy situation. So if you can support him, if you can help out with his goal, if you can, you know, he's trying to get that aquarium financed, which I think he will. I think he's got a good plan, but if you can throw some dollars towards that to help him out with that, you know, grab a shirt, grab a sweater, whatever. I got stickers too somewhere. I don't ever put stickers on anything. I just pile them up in a box, but I grabbed some Brian Strong stickers. Anyway, all right, let's do this. This one's from Danielle. Do you have any advice for switching your snake from live rodents to frozen? What are some tricks you've learned? Yes, I do. And it seems like we talk about this a lot, and that's okay, because not, you know, people don't see every live stream and whatever. But I'll tell you my biggest trick. First of all, I'll say this, that everybody seems to think that you have to know the tricks before you even try to switch your snake. Like, you got to figure it out. But I'll tell you that most ball pythons will just, if you have them on mice, if you have them on live, there's a good chance that they'll take frozen. And same with mice to rats. If you have them on mice, it's a good chance that they'll just take a rat. Like, not a big deal. My first thing, my first recommendation is just give it a try. You know, thaw out a frozen rodent and offer it to them. Warm it up, offer it to them. And then if they don't take it, then you got to do some tricks. And my biggest trick is, which a lot of you know this, it's just take a hairdryer and thaw out a mouse and thaw out a rat. Take a hairdryer, blow it on the mouse, get that mouse scent in the air. And when your snake comes out looking for the mouse, you offer them a warm rat. Heat up that rat like in a plastic bag in hot water, or not in a plastic bag if you don't mind a wet rat, you know, whatever. I have some quail heating up right now in a plastic bag. I don't like them wet when I feed them, so I put them in plastic bags. But just do that. Have them come out looking for the mouse in food mode. Most snakes will strike at just about anything that you show them if they're in food mode and they smell the thing that they're used to eating and they think it's out and about. So, so that is that one. Taylor says, this is from Taylor Alexis, who's in right now. She's in the chat. But on my clipboard here, she says, my hognose Hamlet Shakespeare, that's a great name, is a sassy little thing. When he hisses at me, whenever I go to grab him, sometimes when he does, he either coil around me or bluff strikes and boops me with his nose. I jump every single time. Oh, that's right. I remember this question. How do I get myself to stop flinching and jumping? I'm not scared of him at all, but it's a knee-jerk reaction. I know it is for me too. When I did that video of comparing python bites that went up, I don't know, a month and a half or 2 months ago, I was like, okay, I gotta do this and not jump when they bite me, because like I know they're gonna bite me and it's cool. I'm just not gonna jump. And if you look at the thing, I jump every time, and which is a little embarrassing, but it is a knee-jerk reaction. It's hard to not do that. But I guess my suggestion is just have the mindset, you know, I almost want to say just just put your hand there and let him do it a few times and just have the mindset that it's okay and let him do it. But I kind of don't want to recommend that because the snake is doing that because they're stressed and they're scared. And so you don't want to purposely necessarily do that. Hey, are you going through my pocket, young lady? You going to curl up in my pocket? All right. She's in my sweater pocket now. So it's tricky. I don't have a good solution for that other than just grit your teeth and be like, all right, I'm going in for the snake. And if it jumps at me, it jumps at me. What magical world? This is also from Taylor Alexa. She has 2 questions. What magical world would you live in and why? Example, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Percy Jackson, Game of Thrones. Doesn't have to be those, just ideas. I would say that my magical world would be a Terry Pratchett Wonderland. Some of you might know what I'm talking about, but somewhere in the Discworld, and I would need to get back into those books to tell you specifically where. But we've got a giant elephant. We got a giant turtle. We got some elephants on the turtle's back. We got the Discworld on the elephant's backs. Turtle, elephant, Discworld, and really, really crazy places within that world. And somewhere in there is where I'd want to land. Anybody else? Who else is a Terry Pratchett fan? Hold on. Let me catch up on. I just saw that Amy. Oh, Amy did a super chat. Amy super chat. Mama Bledsoe, I'm your biggest fan. There are a lot of people on here that love when my mom comments. I don't ever, when I watch a YouTube video of somebody else, I rarely go through the comments. But I think that's common for a lot of people to watch the video and also go through the comments, which is just not something that I think to do. But people think it's really funny when my mom comments, or not funny, but fun. They think it's fun when my mom comments on stuff. Thanks for that super chat, Amy. Okay. All right. Robert almost met sick. A Discworld themed con, that would be really cool to go to. That would be amazing. Okay. So let me try to blow through these. CNC Python Factory says, Bob, are there any other snakes that you aspire to get one day? Oh, yeah, there are. That you don't currently have. Mandarin rat snakes are on the list for me. Yeah, Mandarin rat snakes are awesome. They've dropped down to almost half the price of what they were a year or two ago. I don't know what they cost or what they did cost, but they're absolutely beautiful. I love them. I'm just a little worried about the temps being high. About the temps being high. They're more of a cold snake, right? Are you saying that your temps in your house are too high? I'm not sure though. I don't know a lot about Mandarin rat snakes, except they are beautiful. They remind me, just their patterning reminds me of the Sanzinia. I would love to have a Sanzinia, red or green, but especially green. I would love to have also a mangrove snake. That pattern kind of reminds me of a mangrove snake. That would be cool. And then like all the pythons, I'd love to have a Timor python, Boland's python, Amazon basin tree boa. There's so many. I could just name a whole bunch. But many of those are not reasonable for me to have at the moment. And so it's not like I'm gunning to pick those up. Amy. Amy says that last super chat wasn't for you. It was for your mom. This one can be for you. Thanks, Amy. I'll make sure to give my mom $5 when I see her. That is very nice. So funny. Okay. Julia Signal says, Kent doesn't like snakes, but which animal is his favorite? You know, Kent is very scared of almost any animal. But you might remember that back in the 80s, maybe early to mid 80s, pet rocks became a thing where you would spend money at a store that just sold a rock with googly eyes attached to it. And that was a pet rock. They were wildly popular. And Kent had a pet rock that he liked a lot until it fell off his desk and onto his pinky toe. He would wear flip-flops all the time. And so he was hurt by his pet rock, which is really unfortunate because we had to get rid of the pet rock. We had to rehome it. It was a whole thing. But I would say that would have been his favorite animal. Where are we at? Robert Belilovsky, who's in right now, says, Handsome Dan, how is that experience so far? Okay, that's question one. It's great. Handsome Dan is awesome. He's almost out of quarantine, and I'm giving him a 3-month quarantine, but I think even like he'll be out of quarantine next week. But I think I'm going to keep him in the quarantine room and kind of do a continuous soft quarantine, meaning he'll still have all his own tools. He's going to be in the quarantine room, but I won't be like, I'll bring him into this room and show him off. And I'm not too worried about doing that. You know, he's been through his panels are all good. They all came back. He's healthy, seems healthy. He's doing very well. He's got a rope in the quarantine room now that I've been letting him climb around on. And he's very cool. He hangs out with me and he's great. I like him a lot. I'll be, once he's out of quarantine and I can actually bring him out and show, I'll do an update video on him. Robert also says, have you seen Dave Kaufman's film where he tracks down ball pythons in the wild? Yep, I have. It's really great. He observed females incubating their eggs in collective nurseries in dirt mounds. I don't know that he observed that. I got to look at that video again. I know that is a thing that they do though. And they talk about that. There is indication that during breeding season, ball pythons do come together and are more social. He may have run into that. I don't remember that part though. And then apparently piebald specimens have a massive natural geographic range and prefer rocky outcroppings. Yeah, the morphs, based on that video, most of the morphs come from, I want to say Sudan, but I could be completely wrong about that. But that's the name. That's what popped into my head. They come from a certain region. Ball pythons come from all over West Africa, and they're in the forest and they're in the grasslands and they're everywhere. And there's certain regions for them. And the morphs all come from this one region. And also there are more albino humans in that region of Africa than anywhere else in the world, which is very strange. Dave had a really stressful time. I chatted with him a little bit about this at the Pomona show this year. And he's talked about it online too, that it was stressful for him to be in Africa and traveling and stuff. And the movie that he put together is amazing, especially considering the short amount of time that he was there. He was putting several different videos together, including the ball python movie. And all the troubles that he had when he was there. There's certain things that I wish we had gotten more into in that, but you just can't when you're there for, like, what was he there for, a week or maybe 2 weeks or something? But it was fantastic. He did a great job. Let me do two more. Let me get through this page, and then I'll go back to, or actually here, am I missing? Let me jump on these super chats. Michael, thanks for your super chat. Are you going to make a Super Dwarf retake care guide? Yes, I am. That is in the works relatively soon. I have kind of a pile right now of videos that I'm working on all at once. And the Super Dwarf retake care guide is coming out very soon after that pile of videos is done. So yeah, that is the plan. Joel, thanks for the super chat. Recently got my first snake, ball python, and your videos have helped me so much. Oh, that's fantastic. Congrats on your new snake. Do you think it's rude to play with nocturnal snakes during the day? Well, that depends, because, you know, ball pythons are more crepuscular than nocturnal. So in the morning, so for me, when I wake up, I get up early in the morning, and if I see snakes out and about, I will bring them out and hang out with them. Maybe I'll put them in the playpen, something like that. And I do that in the evening too, if they're out in the evening. But also sometimes ball pythons will wake up and come out in the middle of the day. It's pretty rare, but occasionally they'll do that, especially if they're maybe looking for food or something. They'll do that. I do think that it's rude to every day go in and rip your sleeping snake out of their hide. So I occasionally will do that if I need to check on a snake or something. You know, sometimes if I'm doing a video and I need to pull a specific snake out, I will wake them up to bring them out for a video. But it's very rare under normal circumstances that I'm just waking them up and pulling them out of their hide. I usually wait till they come out. And I've said this in other videos before that, you know, there are some snakes like Ron, who is fantastic. He does great when he's out, but because he sleeps in his hide constantly, he's almost never out of his hide. He doesn't come out as often as some of the other snakes. And I have a number of ball pythons that are like that just prefer to hang out in their hide. And if they are that type of snake, I let them be that type of snake, you know? So speaking of snakes, I'm going to put this one back and maybe we'll grab another one. Any excuse me, any suggestions of who I should grab? Yeah, let me get her back in. All right. I'm just going to be snakeless here for a couple of these questions. Let me just get through a couple of these and then I'll grab another one. Darth Yoda asks, have you ever tried your bourbon warmed up in a warmed up snifter glass? If not, I would highly recommend it, as I see you drink your libations neat. I do drink them neat, and I haven't tried that. I prefer them cooler, but I've never tried to actually warm up a bourbon. So I'm sure that would be good. Speaking of bourbon, let's do this one. It's a really good bourbon. 1792. If you are a bourbon drinker, that's what's in that one glass. Thanks, Spencer, for that glass. I don't think Spencer's in right now, but he might watch later. Okay, I'm skipping so many things. All right. Corey asks, hey, Bob, I got a female Colombian. We were hoping you would do us the honor of naming her. All right. So she's Colombian, and I always feel a lot of pressure when somebody asks me to name their snake. I would give her a traditional Colombian woman's name. Maria. Actually, Maria, because Carlos Santana has a fantastic song from, I guess, the early 90s, probably. Maria. Mariana. Celeste. That's a cool name for a snake. Yeah, something like that. I was going to say, when I think of Colombia, I think of Colombian drug lords. And there's that one female Griselda something. But I don't like to name snakes after negative things. It's just something that, you know, I feel like snakes get a negative enough rap. So anyway, that gives you a few options. That's what I would do. I'd go with the traditional Colombian name. Clint is saying bourbon neat warmed in the hand is the way to go. Let me show you something. Hold on. Let me get this thing that I recently got. So I bought this. This is a stainless steel whiskey Noser glass. I think the brand is NOSR or something like that. And I got it because I wanted to take it to on the road with me when I'm at like festivals and stuff, because I usually have like a drinking horn, and it's a big horn, and it's awkward to have just a little bit of whiskey in this massive horn. So I wanted to have one of these that's not glass, whatever. But I started using this, and it's my favorite thing because it does the opposite. It actually cools the whiskey as you drink it, because it's double walled stainless steel. So yeah, I prefer it. I might like it warmed up, but I don't like it. I like it lower than room temperature, but maybe purposely warmed up would be a cool thing to do. Robert, thanks for the super chat. Hey, Bob, happy to catch you live. Thanks for your videos. Thank you. I'm glad you like them. Was curious on your thoughts about Angolan pythons. Are they on your list of future snakes to own? Angolans are so cool, you guys. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're on my list. I mean, I have a short list of animals that I could potentially own, either A, if I had more space, B, if I had a specific cool room. Like a diamond python I would own in a second if I had a cool room. And I would also I'd keep a Boland's python in there, and like the Madagascar tree boas if I had a dedicated room that was cooler than everything else. But Angolan pythons are amazing. A lot of people think they look just like ball pythons, but they don't, because their pattern is totally different, and they're also bigger than ball pythons, and they're more they're a little bit more active. Like when you hold them, it's a little bit more like a reticulated python, where they're moving around a little bit more and things like that. Their body type and their head shape and everything is like, it looks like a ball python, and many people that didn't know any better might look at them and go, oh, that's a ball python. But it's not. It's an Angolan python, and they're cool. Beautiful patterning. To my knowledge, I don't think there's any morphs in Angolan, but there doesn't need to be, because just their natural pattern is stunning. They're so cool. I like them a lot. Okay. Where are we at here? Named a snake. Corey also asks, was wondering if you are expecting any more clutches, or if you have already some already laid. If so, what are you expecting? Yeah, a couple other people on Patreon asked me that too. Peace Pipe, wondering what your are. Yeah, have any? Did this thing shut off for a second? Are we on? It looks like the internet is not great right now. Somebody confirm that you can see and hear me okay. It's been raining a lot lately, and I think that's affecting the internet. I lagged for a second. Okay, thanks, Kristen. I'm back. All right, good. I'm sure I wasn't saying anything important, so it doesn't matter. What were we talking about? Oh, just plants. Yeah, so we talk about this in a lot of lives too. So I'll just say real quick. Pied combos. So clown pieds. I'm working on that. I thought we were going to have eggs soon, because I thought Lydia Dietz ovulated, but she didn't. She's actually in and locked with Bear right now. So clown pieds, like ultramel pieds with maybe some hypo in there, and only possibly ultramels, but we got combos with that stuff. I've got the inspector with 3 different snakes, so banana combos with some snakes, including Lucille, who's a pied, and the inspector is not even het pied, so we'll get they'll be all het pieds, and then whatever genes the inspector gives. So we're expecting all that kind of stuff, and more freeways. Kata and Ron are hooking up right now, so they should produce some lovely freeway combos. So that's what I'm hoping for this year. I think I have six snakes that are paired up right now for during this time for breeding season. So that's that. I've got almost another page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 or 7 more questions. But let's get to, I tell you what, let's do this before I forget. Let's just scroll the Hoard of Keepers, because this is where these questions come from. Oh man, I'm not in a good position to do this. Is these guys. And I'm gonna get myself in a better position for this, because this is really. Oh, what snake should I bring out? Did you guys already say that? Because I didn't see the. I asked you guys to tell me which snakes I should get, and then I didn't look at your responses. Video Games 1000 says I should bring out Tiger Lily. Okay, do that. We'll bring out Tiger Lily. I do have a bunch of snakes paired up right now. So not everybody is available, but Tiger Lily is definitely available. Her sister is not, though, because she's in shed. So these are the people that make up the Hoard of Keepers, and we have a good time over there. Let me just do this. Look at this. So much easier and faster. There's got to be a better way for me to do this. I mean, this is I don't mind this. It just takes a long time. So I'm workshopping better ways of getting these names on a board that is just bigger, and maybe I can point a camera at it rather than holding up 100 different boards. Shoot, there we go. And then our channel sponsors, Black Box Cages. Look at these discount codes, you guys. These are all good. Lane Labs. I just got my Lane Labs order today. And Great Family Snakes with a discount code. Man, I did a Lane Labs order, and I was really nervous because I thought, I don't know if I have the freezer space for everything that I ordered. So the box actually came yesterday, and I was on set working until like midnight yesterday. And so I had it just put in the garage, and I pulled it out of the garage this morning, and the box was huge. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to be able to fit everything. So I pulled everything that I currently have in my freezer and like chipped off. I de-iced everything and just made as much space as possible. And everything fit, but there is absolutely no room left. I got very lucky. Kate, thanks for this super chat. So nice of you. Bob, thank you so much for all you do. My little nug is living his best life thanks to you. Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. That's really nice. Should we be handling him daily when not in digestion? Well, that kind of depends on the snake. I mean, sure, if you, it's not that you should handle them daily. They definitely, it's not like that's what you need to do to keep them tame or anything like that. But if you want to handle them daily when they're not digesting or in shed, and the snake seems okay with it, they're not giving you signs that they're stressed, then that's cool. And also, I said this earlier, and you might not have been on, but as long as you're choosing a time where they're already up and awake, for the most part, so you're not daily ripping them out of their hide when they're sleeping. So you guys, we have 120 people in right now. It would be cool if those of you watching, if you just hit the like button, YouTube will put it out to more people, which is a cool thing to do. So if you haven't hit the like, it's a nice thing to do. Let me see. Did I miss any? Oh, I did. Matt super chatted. Matt, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Bob, thanks for responding to questions and comments even after the stream ends. Not a lot of people would do that. You're awesome. Stay humble. That's really nice. Thanks. Here's the thing. I can't respond to the chat comment. Like, once the live stream ends, if you've put a comment in chat, I can't respond to that. If it's in the comment section of the video, once the video posts after the actual live stream, I can respond to that. And I will say, people appreciate that I do try to respond to everybody's comments on everything, even old videos. However, I don't always get to them. And so sometimes questions don't get responses. There are certain ones that, I mean, if I can't figure out what the person is saying, then I might not respond, because I just can't. I have no idea what they're saying. That happens sometimes. I'm sure it's none of you. If somebody writes an entire book, I always intend to go back and read that. But usually when I'm responding to comments, it's in between doing something else, and I just have to quickly do a thing. So shorter comments are better, more likely to respond there. Those big long ones, I almost never respond to, because I go, okay, I'll read that later, and then I forget. But I do try to respond to everything if I can, as long as it's a comment in the actual video, because I can't respond to the chats after the thing is done. Thanks for that super chat. And then, Amy, will you text me if I miss any super chats that you see? Will you oh, you did already. You're messaging me. Okay, thanks for that. Got it. Okay. She did text me about Matt's, because it looked like I was about to miss it. Amy, you are on top of it. I appreciate it. Got Kate. Erica, thanks for the super chat. Bob, can you tell us what movie set you were working on? Yes. Yeah. It's a movie. I have to be careful, because when movies are being made, even small ones like this one, this is a small movie. It's under 5 million, which seems like a huge budget, but it's not for a movie. This is kind of because of like Marvel movies, that when a Marvel movie is being made, they lock it down. They have all this security. Like, nobody can even have phones, because they can't have cameras or anything. They're super secretive. And it seems like all of Hollywood has taken that. Like, that's kind of any movie now is sort of like that. So when you book a film, like, you're not supposed to talk about it at all. You're not supposed to, you can't post anything about it. So anytime I post, I still will post stuff on social media, but it'll be like, I'm here on set, and it doesn't show anything as to what the movie is or whatever. So this is just a small movie. I don't even know if it's on IMDb yet, so I don't even want to say the name of it, but it's not like it's a movie that will go, it'll be like in the festival circuits, and then it'll probably be on Netflix, in 6 months or whenever it's done. But it's a great little script, and it stars Beau Bridges and some other really cool people, and I have a very small part. I only worked 4 days on it, but it was fun. And we wrapped last night. Last night was our last night of shooting, and there's a wrap party tonight. So I will end this at about 6:45 so that I can get to the wrap party, which I'll be taking an Uber to, since I'm already drinking. I think that's about what I can probably say. I can probably say more, but I just don't know, and I want to be. Oh, Amy, thanks for reminding me. I do need a co-host. Look at this. I have my. Can I do this without even getting up? I think I can. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing, Miss Tiger Lily? You're awake. She's like, oh man. She's in a Lagavulin box. Different kind of Lagavulin than what I'm drinking right now. Hey, can I just bring you out? So this is the kind of thing, normally, I mean, I like hanging out with Snakes during the day. Normally, I wouldn't just pick up Tiger Lily's box, even though she was awake when I opened the door, the drawer. I wouldn't normally just pull her out of her box. I would pick a snake that's not currently in a box, but she's okay. She's awake. And she's eating better, but she's only been eating mice lately, which is such a bummer. She almost took a rat last week, and that's encouraging. So I think she'll get back to rats. She went off food for a little while, and hi, hello. You want to be on my hat? Okay. She went off food for a little while, and then she decided that she just wanted mice. So she gets mice right now, and I'm sure she'll get back to rats when she gets a little hungrier. Amy, you've been texting me. All right, Amy, here's the thing, though. Thanks for the super chat. You don't need to super chat that, but maybe you felt like you did because I wasn't responding to your texts. So I owe you $5 also, Amy, for that. But actually give me a text because I'm not hearing my you're sending me Facebook messages and I don't hear that ding. That's why I'm not getting them. But I think I will hear it if you actually text me. She says, "Hey, you stop talking until you have a co-host," because she knows that I'm a little distracted. Thanks, Amy. Amy's a great producer, you guys. I think we should make her, even though she's in Utah and I'm in California, I think we should make her a live stream producer of this show. Very okay, Vinyl. Thanks for the super chat. My beard is about 1/5 as cool as yours. I'm jealous. Thanks. I think all beards are cool, and I appreciate that. I was because of this movie, I wasn't able to trim my beard at all for the last month, and today I finally took some scissors to it, which was nice because it was getting a little shaggy. Look at Tiger Lily; she's just happy being a hat band. DeMarter asks, thanks for the super chat, DeMarter. Do you like the movie Snakes on a Plane? I think I saw it. And this is one of those that I think I saw it, but I don't remember it at all. And a lot of times I don't remember movies. And it's the movies that maybe I kind of enjoyed it at the time, but it just didn't leave an impression on me. So I completely forgot about it. I think that what I remember of it is that it was very silly. It was entertaining in that it was just campy and ridiculous, you know? But it was years ago, like probably shortly after it first came out. Okay. Let's see. I was asking I'm an actor in that film. Occasionally, as of fairly recently, I get hired on set occasionally to look for rattlesnakes, and that's a cool gig because I just go to the valley somewhere or something like that and look for rattlesnakes, and they pay me very well to do that. There's only a few people in Hollywood that do it, and so if I'm in town and not otherwise working, it's a good gig. Amy, you can tell them about our the plans in July. It doesn't have to be a secret. That's up to you. Okay. You guys are asking Amy to be a co-host. We're making that happen. There will be at least one video wherein she will be co-host. I mean, we could do, I could have other people I could do a live stream with somebody else added in. That's easy to do. But I mean, like where we're physically in the same room. We're making that happen in July. Okay. Amy's saying, no, you tell them so I don't have to type it. So I'm going to Utah for a gig in July, and going to go herping there. Also, we're going to look for rattlesnakes. And while I'm there, we're going to do a live stream from Amy's house with Amy's reptiles. Amy's got 3 ball pythons now, and she's got a bearded dragon, and she's got a couple of tortoises. What else? Amy, do you have other things? I can't remember. So we're going to do a fun live stream. Amy, I think I'm going to the plan for the shenanigans. I think we'll keep that a secret. So the thing that we talked about, we'll keep that part a secret. But yeah, it's going to be fun. C, thanks for the super chat. Mariana, it is. Oh, great. That's a great name for a snake, I think. In the sea of Greek god named pythons. We appreciate it very much. Love your channel. Thanks so much. I'm glad that you liked that name. That's a good name. Good name for a snake. Okay, let me get. Oh, that's right. Amy has an axolotl. Those are illegal in California to have. Forgot about your axolotl. David, thanks for the super chat. After the super chat, I'm getting back to the Patreon questions. Hi, Bob. Love the channel. Going to be pairing my clowns. Oh, cool. The Amazing Dave and Lieutenant First Class Ellen Ripley. Such great snake names. Ellen Ripley. That's perfect. But I don't have names for my DGs. Any ideas from you or the other viewers? Do you have a pair of desert ghosts? Is that what you're saying? You've got like a boy and a girl? I'll get back to that. Let me get to this. Tell me what you've got for DGs. I'm assuming these are desert ghosts, and you probably have a pair. And then everybody else in the chat, throw some names out. But I'm telling you though, you've got fantastic names for your clowns. I think you got to come up with something similar to that. I'd have to think a bit on it to have epic names like that. Oh, you're saying yes. So a pair of desert ghosts. You should cross those and get het clown desert ghosts. I mean, it'd take a long time, but desert ghost clowns are fantastic. I like animals that are named after not necessarily the name of a senator. It could be a totally made up name, but Senator something, Judge something, assistant administrator, like anything that's a weird occupation is always funny to me. Assistant hospital administrator Smithers or whatever. Just silliness. Okay, so let me get back to these really quick. If I come up with any other names, I'll shout them out. Okay, so Aaron Lee says, "Hi Bob, I've read you don't want to have any lights on near your ball python's enclosure at night, so I'm curious if that means they need literally complete darkness. More specifically, would a nightlight in the room be disruptive for them at night? We have a small pink Himalayan salt nightlight that is turned on low in the room, and we plan to have her in, but wondering if we actually need total darkness." I get it. Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of like you need to have a day-night cycle for them. And, a lot of many ball pythons just live in darkness, and they seem to do okay that way. I like to have, I have a lot of my snakes in tubs, and I like them to be clear because I like mine to have day-night cycles. But you definitely don't want them to have daytime 24 hours. This would be like if you were trying to sleep and the light was on. They are in a hide. So I would say, first of all, they can't close their eyes. So that poses even more of a problem because we can at least close our eyes or cover our face with a pillow or something like that if the light's on, right? But I would say that they're also in a hide. So if it's a night light, if it's a low Himalayan salt lamp, it's probably okay. You just don't want to have a light in their enclosure at night. That's A lot of people have a red light because they think the snakes can't see that, and that's the heat lamp. So they have a red light on 24 hours, and that's problematic. So you're probably okay with that, with a low Himalayan salt lamp. All right, the bourbon is down, and now I am. Let me. Where'd that go? There we go. I had David up forever. Thanks for that super chat, David. I appreciate it. Okay, back to this. Okay, so still on Aaron. How do you get the humidity levels up in a small quarantine tub that's only using paper towel for substrate? Okay, so she's saying that she's spraying water in the corner and the humidity is only just over 50 or 57%. That's okay. That's a fine humidity, especially for the first 30 days when you have them on paper. 57 is not a problem. But you can, I don't even spray. I take their water dish and just dump a little bit out. And as long as they're not sitting in super wet paper towels, like soaking wet paper towels all the time, it's fine. It can be a slightly moist paper towel or whatever. But I just dump a little bit of water out when it needs to be dumped out. But 57 is fine for them. That's a great humidity, especially for the first 30 days. You can bump it up more once they're on substrate, Michael says, I might get my first super dwarf. Would you recommend it? Yes. Yes, I would. Super dwarfs are cool. In fact, neither one of them are out. You guys, should we try and target? So Echo's right here, and you can see her, and I've got food ready for her. Should we target Echo? Let's do that. See if I can feed her on a live. Oh, here. I'm putting Tiger Lily away. Say goodbye to Tiger Lily. She's so pretty. Let me hide my face so that it focuses on her. Will it focus? Focus on? Nope, it doesn't. Shoot. Anyway, this girl is super pretty. There you go, young lady. Go find that box. Let's see if we can target. Let's see if this works. I don't know if it will. I think it will though, because I can get her. I just don't want to have to move the camera because I have it set up perfectly, and if I have to move it, then I'm going to ruin things. So let's get this food. Talk amongst yourselves. Give me a minute and a half. I bet that wasn't even a minute and a half. I bet that was like 30 seconds or less. I'm really efficient. Okay. Let's see how this goes. So Echo's in her sky hide right now. You can't see her, but her sky hide is on that end, and she's up there. She's got her head poked out, so she can see what's going on. I don't know if she's awake yet, but we're going to find out right now. Here's her target. And maybe she's not awake. Let me see. Oh, yeah, she's coming out. You see her head there? Come on, babes. Oh, good girl. There you go. Did that scare you? Did you get scared? Try again. That was so weird. All right. Let's see if... That was so weird. That's never happened that I offer her food and it scares her. I think she just didn't see me. Maybe I brought it in too fast. You want to try this? You want to try it without striking at the thing? She's, oh, now she's out. Dang it. You might not be able to see this. I'll try to get her back up. So she's in super food mode, and she often strikes at the target. So does Stella. And the idea is that they don't strike at the target. You know, it's weird because they would never strike at any other inanimate object, but they know that this target means food. Doesn't look like food and it doesn't smell like food, but they know that food is around. And she's just a little. All right, I'm going to let you relax. I'm going to let her reset, and then we'll try again. Let's see if, you know what? Let me try this. Stella sees what's going on, and she's up and moving now. She wasn't before, but I think she saw me grab the target, and so now she's wanting something. Let me see if I can target her up into frame at least. This absolutely might not work because she's got to come up pretty high. Let's see how high she has to go this high. Okay, come on. Come on. Oh, she's doing it. Good girl. There she is. You see her. Good girl. Here you go. Ugh. All right. Can you let go of my tongs, please? Well, now she has my tongs. Give me a moment. Okay. I didn't expect that would work, but you saw that, right? That was pretty cool. Now let me get another one for Echo because she really wants food now. So let's see if we can get her to do it. These girls are on an every 2-week schedule now. And that's a long time for them to wait. So they get real food motivated after about the first week or so. Don't strike at that young lady. Can you guys see her? Is she even? Oh yeah. There you go. Nope. Wrong thing. I'm going to do it down here because I just want her to do it right. I don't want her to strike at this thing 3 times. Here you go. This is. She has chicks all the time. Well, she has had quail before when she was a lot younger, but she hasn't recently. There you go. So she grabbed it and then let go immediately. So that wasn't the best target training experience for her. But we got the food to her anyway. If I wasn't on a live stream right now, I would spend more time and have her do it right. But the problem is I don't want her literally biting that target a whole bunch of times because she could break teeth on it. You know, it's just not, I don't want her doing that. Because a lot of times they'll bite and wrap, and then I have to wait 10 minutes for them to realize it's not food and then let go. So after striking at it twice, I just want her to sort of do the right thing, and then I give her the food. Like gesture towards the target without striking at it, and then she gets the food, which is what just happened off frame. Stevie, thanks for that super chat. I'm getting my second ball python, an adult pied this weekend. Congratulations. That's so cool. I'm so excited. Any advice, tips, tricks on taking home an adult? Yeah, I've got a video on that. Is it much different than taking home a baby? No, it's not. That's basically the point of my video, is that it's really not any different. When you bring them in, you still want to give them a week to adjust. It's just like a baby, but everything's bigger. And then the other thing to know is that if this is a snake that has not been handled much, maybe they were with a big breeder that didn't work with the snake very much, it's just going to take longer. A baby, usually you can get them used to you and socialized a lot faster than an adult who has lived a few years without socialization. But adults are great to have. So that is great. Have I missed anything? Did I get yours, Aaron? Oh, I answered your question on here. Thank you, Bob. So glad we found your channel. Oh, thanks, Aaron. I appreciate your support. It's really nice of you. Did I miss any others? I don't think so. But if I did, Amy would have told me. No. Okay. So I think we're good. Let's get into this. I only have a few more questions left. Darth Yoda is asking, when letting them free roam, is carpet okay or should you avoid it? No, carpet's fine. I'll crawl on anything. Carpet is good. Julia is asking, I let the deep heat projector drop a bit during the night. That's when the lights go off too. Is that a good thing? I have about 33C on the warm side, so that it will be about 32 inside the warm hide. 32 is about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And in the night, it drops down to 29, which is right around 84 Fahrenheit. How does this sound? Do you think a nighttime drop is good? Yeah, I don't think a nighttime drop is necessary. And I always tell people this. When people just randomly ask me, I say, no, don't do a night drop for ball pythons. And that's because I don't know their situation. I don't know how far it's going to drop. So 84, you've got the heat pretty high during the day, and then it drops down to 84 at night. That's fine. I think I wouldn't have it drop much lower than that, but they're getting enough heat to where even if they're digesting food, they're going to digest pretty quick during the day when the heat's on. And then it's going to slow their digestion at night when it's 84. So I'm talking in Fahrenheit instead of Celsius, but because that's how I'm thinking about it. But for my snakes, rather than 90, I have my snakes at like 87 to 88 all the time, and they digest fine. They would digest quicker if I had it up at 90 for them. But I wouldn't do it like if I had them at 87, 88 during the day, I wouldn't do a night drop at night. But you have them warm enough during the day that works. That was a long answer to that question, but that's my thoughts on it. Wendy's asking, is it weird to think that your living room is sort of famous? Yeah, it is. Has having this channel caused any changes, good or bad, in your life, aside from adding a lot of work? Yeah, it has added a lot of work, but it's fun work, and I love it. I get recognized at the pet store now. The last few times that I've gone to the pet store, I've been recognized. Sometimes I have to get a live rodent to feed to a snake that, like, the inspector hadn't eaten in a long time. So I went to the pet store the other day and got him a live mouse, and he ate it. So that happens. It used to be so years ago, I had a run where I was doing a lot of Disney shows. So I did like Hannah Montana and Good Luck Charlie and Big Time Rush. What was the other one? There was another one that I did. Anyway, all kind of within about a year or two of one another. And I also didn't have a beard at the time, and kids would recognize me all the time. I was like kid famous because children kids that watched Hannah Montana, they would watch I was in one episode, small part, but they would watch that episode over and over and over. So in their mind, I'm just one of the cast members on Hannah Montana. And on my mind, I went and had a week's worth of work, and I shot for a little bit of the show. And kids would recognize me. They don't as much anymore because I don't do those shows anymore so much, and I have a big beard. But now people at pet stores recognize me. So It's very very specific. I don't even call it fame, but recognizable to very specific niche groups of people, I guess. And it is weird though that the inside of my house is on public display, I guess. Okay, Wendy's also asking if you could design a snake, color and pattern, what would it look like? It would, you know what it would be if I could design a snake? It would probably be the design that a gaboon viper already has, or a rhino viper. Those look like they were designed by an African tribe, and it's insane that a snake actually has that pattern. It's amazing. It's like a piece of art. And if I was into keeping venomous snakes, which I'm not, but if I was, I'd have one. I don't recommend people keeping venomous animals unless they're highly experienced. And I am not. Also, do you have dreams with your snakes in them? Yeah, a lot. Because the last thing I do before I go to bed is check on snakes. And the first thing I do when I wake up is check on snakes. In between that, I'm sleeping, dream about the snakes all the time. It's always good stuff. It's never like I never have worrisome bad dreams like, oh, I'm missing a snake. I don't think I've ever had a dream where something bad has happened to a snake. It's always just, regular snake stuff, which is weird. Amy is saying Jessie is the other Disney show. She goes, it's the one that I recognized you from. So even that kind of stuff, Amy knows the answer to. Like when I can't think of what other kids show I've been on, Amy knows. Yeah, Jessie. I was on an episode of Jessie, and I got lots of kids recognizing me from that show, and still do occasionally, even with the beard, because that one still runs occasionally on TV. Thanks for that text, Amy. I appreciate that. Where are we at on this? Oh, we're down to 2 questions from the Patreon clipboard, from my analog questions that are right here, down to 2. Matthew says, I'll actually be there from start to finish this time. That's great. Oh, Matthew, you're here. I see you're sitting right there. I actually okay, so we got that. Would love updates on Handsome Dan and the Dwarf Retics. Okay, so you saw that. They both, oh man. Echo left her bird. So I'm gonna, let's see, did Stella eat hers? Stella ate hers. Echo left it. She's never left a meal before, but I'm gonna reheat it and offer it to her again once this live stream is done. That's so weird. That's the update on them. Stella just ate. Echo didn't. I think she's not used to. It's weird. She eats a chicken chick often, but quail must taste very different to her. I'm sure it does. I'm sure it's way gamier. Who knows? Handsome Dan is doing great. Oh, we did that. We talked about Handsome Dan already earlier in the thing, that he's doing great. And you're going to see him more on the channel once he's out of quarantine, and that's a week from now. So you'll see him more in live streams, and I'll do a video on him and such like that. Top Furret says, do you think if you gave the inspector a boxing glove, he'd use it on you during breeding season? Yes, I do think that. Although I will say that the last month or two, he's been just fine. A little bit squirrely, but hasn't tried to battle me. Hasn't been crazy. And he's still he's actively breeding right now. So he's calmed down quite a bit. Okay. So here's what's happening, guys. We've got about, let's see. Have I missed some super chats? Oh, I have. Hang on. Let me catch up on super chats really quick. Okay. I think Stevie's was the last one that I saw. Tara Walsh, thanks for your super chat. Do you have a question that goes along with it? If so, Ask away, and I will try to find it. Thanks for that. Matthew Tracy, I love your dwarf retics. All retics are illegal here in Montana. Are they really? I didn't know that. They're illegal in Montana, huh? Can I come see yours? Yes, you can, Matthew. If you're in Southern California, you are welcome to come see my retics. That is crazy. I did not know that they were. Is that a recent thing, or have they been for a long time and I just didn't know that? Taylor, thanks for this super chat, Taylor. I must do my regular super chat for you, sending love from the menagerie here. Thanks, Taylor. Taylor and her menagerie and her horses. She's got a little tiny horse that's super cute. I appreciate that, Taylor. It's really nice. Okay. Did I get them? Wait. Elizabeth, thank you for your super chat where you're just saying don't forget to hit the like button. That's really nice. Yes, don't forget to hit the like button. We're still at 120 at what are we, an hour and a half in or something like that? Something around there. Thanks, Elizabeth. That's really nice of you to say, to super chat that. Okay. Amy just texted me. Tara wants to know if you have a Zilla Power Center. I do. I have 2 Zilla Power Centers. Hers is on the fritz, and she doesn't know how to reset it. Nobody in the chat has had answers for her. I don't either. And here's why. Zilla Power Centers are crazy. My recommendation is to contact customer service at the Zilla website. Just email them. They're very good at emailing back, and they will help you. They had to walk me through resetting. I had bought one and I couldn't get it programmed. It was just like the other one that I had. I couldn't get it programmed, and I did all the steps and it never programmed. So they just switched it out for me. And right now I had my power went out for like 30 seconds today. And when it came back on, my Zilla Power Center went crazy and is not working. So I've got to dig back into that. And, it's not a crucial one. Like, it's not a huge problem. It's basically just powering Stella's light right now, which is not a big deal. But those are confusing to there is a YouTube video on how to program them. So try to do it just off that YouTube video. If it doesn't work, contact customer service, because they are helpful. They'll get back to you right away. Erica, thanks for this super chat. Bob, thank you for taking the time to chat with us and bring us all together. That's really nice. You guys, this is a cool thing about this particular community, is that everybody's so welcoming and nice to one another and not rude and helpful. It's really cool. I appreciate you guys. Guilty 71. Where's your, there we go. Thanks for the super chat, Guilty Oregano 71. I like your screen name. I'm about to get my first ball python in a couple weeks. Congrats. Your videos have been super helpful in my research. Oh, good. I'm glad. Congrats on your new snake. That's fantastic. And thanks so much for the super chat. That's really nice. Amy says her little green room python snakelets are doing super well. They are. I get updates. If any of you have snakes from green room pythons, I love pictures and updates, and I get them almost daily from Amy. It's really cool to see those little ones. You guys, don't ask Amy if she handled them on day 2 and then fed them on day 4. Don't ask her that, because you're really not supposed to. So I wouldn't want her to have to admit to something that you're not supposed to do. But that's what she did. And they ate. I didn't think it was going to be a problem, because those snakes are, they had already, they'd already seen enough. They'd already been out enough and experienced enough things. And from having come out of the egg, they built enough neurons in their brain to deal with different situations that I didn't think that they would have a problem adjusting. And she fed them on day 4 and they ate right away, which was really cool. Oh, Sherry, this is really cool. Bob, you have helped me so much with just basic snake knowledge and care. I was scared to pick my girl up at first, but now we are best buds. Oh, that's fantastic. That's great. I'm glad that the videos have been helpful. Let's see. Southern Maryland constrictors. So Aiden is asking, do you have any recommendations for a cheap light to put inside an enclosure? I want some for my boa enclosure. You know, I would just go to, if you're just looking for like a bulb. I mean, first of all, if you want just a light, like just get an LED strip off Amazon and install it. If you want a heat light, like a CHE bulb or a light that's just on during the day that you're going to turn off at night, I would order a cage from probably Reptile Basics. There may be others that sell them, but you want a cage so that the snake can't get to the bulb, and you screw that in. You mount the whatever, you mount your socket, I guess, and it'll probably come all in one with the cage and stuff, and you just have to install it in your cage, and then mount the bulb cage around your bulbs so that your snake can't get to it. And that's the way to do that. But an LED light, if you just want illumination, that's the easiest way to go. Just get a strip light. Hang on. Very okay, Vinyl. I don't ship to Canada. I'm sorry. Some people do. There is a way to do it, but I have not done it before. I think it costs a lot more, or there's some process you have to go through or something. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it. Taylor, wow, I knew you bred, but it didn't occur to me that we could buy from you. New dream unlocked. So here's the situation, you guys. Right now, the snakes that I produce go to my Patreon supporters. So when a clutch starts to hatch, I start a waiting list for people who might be interested in purchasing a snake. And then once I know what has hatched and we figure out the genetics and the price and stuff like that, then I just go through and let people know based on the order of when they got on the list. I let people know what I've got, and if they want one, they can buy one. So far that has pretty much worked where the snakes all sell to the Patreon supporters. At some point, and probably this year, there will be a situation where I have more. I'll have an overflow. And if you're not a Patreon supporter, I might announce in a video that I have some snakes available. So, but I just don't know when that is, because so far, I mean, usually when a clutch of 6 or 7 hatches, I'll have a waiting list of 15 or 17 people, and I'll just go through that list. Not everybody buys, because they, when the clutch is hatching, they don't know what's going to hatch out of there. So, it might not be the genetics they want. It might not be the prices that they want, whatever. But usually by the end of that list, I've sold all the snakes. So that is how that works. And Patreon, if you go to the Green Room Pythons Patreon, the cheapest one is $5 a month. So if you're interested, I know for my last clutch, there were a lot of people that were interested in buying a snake and they weren't on Patreon. So they just joined for $5 a month. And, you can join, buy a snake, and then cancel your Patreon if you want, whatever you want to do. Am I missing? There's a whole bunch of super chats that I got to get to that I think I missed. I think Guilty Oregano 71 was the last one. You guys are so generous with super chats. Gary's TNA Exotic says, "Oh my God, I just made homemade donuts out of biscuits and they're amazing." You should try it, Bob. Use flaky grains of fry. Okay. I would love to try it. That sounds amazing. I try to not eat bread and sugar under most circumstances, but I haven't been on that kick lately. And especially if I'm shooting something, they have craft services and they've got all kinds of stuff, and I just eat junk all day. And yesterday, one of the other actors brought donuts from some insane, like, gourmet donut place, and I ate so many donuts. Your thing sounds good though, Gary. I want to try them. I don't think I want to make a dozen, because if I do, I will eat them in a day. Like, I can't. I have no control. Going back to no bread or sugar after today. Done with bread and sugar after today. I got a wrap party to go to shortly. We got to end this fairly soon, because I got to get to a wrap party wherein I'm going to probably eat junk. And then starting tomorrow, no more bread and sugar. Okay, Matthew, thanks for the super chat. Montana has a huge restricted list. My nephew says hi to Kent. Oh, I will tell Kent. I'm sure Kent will say hello back. He loves hearing from nephews and uncles and whoever. Erica says, Bob, can we please get an update on B? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. She is right here. Hi, little one. She's awake and ready to come out, as she often is nowadays. This is little B, Arthur Dent. She has, for those of you who don't know, she has a little dent in the side of her head. And, oh, Austin, hold on. I'm going to get you in just a second. I'm going to hide this, then I'm going to get to that. And she's got a little dent in the side of her head, and she has not taken a meal on her own yet. So she gets assist fed. And she was the scaredest snake in the world for a long time. And I started handling her on a regular basis because, or kind, a few times a week, because when I assist feed her, I have to handle her, and it's stressful. I have to open her mouth and put something in that she doesn't want, and she has to eat. She doesn't want to eat, but she has to, and it's stressful. So I started bringing her out and just handling her a little bit without the stressful stuff, so she doesn't think that I'm the guy that always causes her stress. And now she cruises around her little tub and comes right out onto my hand. I mean, she was ready to, when I opened her tub just then, she was ready to come out. But she lives in a little flower pot. Her warm side hide is a flower pot. She likes it. She has a lazy jaw. If she's moving around in the front of her tub, she'll put her face on the tub and move, and that will just open her mouth, which is weird. But she has this little lazy jaw, because the reason that she has a dent on the side of her face is there's a muscle here that she doesn't have. And, it makes snakes' heads kind of poofy, ball pythons' heads a little bit poofy. And she doesn't have that muscle. So she can eat fine, though. She eats and poops and does everything relatively normal like a snake. She doesn't tongue flick as much as most ball pythons do, but she does tongue flick a little bit. There, she just did it. There's some little tongue flicks. So I would say she's doing well. Her last 2 assist feeds have not been traumatic, and she wrapped her last 2 assist feeds. So we're headed in the right direction. When I put food in her mouth and she naturally wraps around my hand, usually not around the prey, but just around my hand, that's moving in the right direction. So I think she's doing all right. Thanks for asking. Okay, now on to Austin's. Hey, you probably meant, hey, Bob. That's all right. Glad to be a part of what you're accomplishing. Hope to learn even more from your videos. Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate that, Austin. That's really nice. I'm glad that you are here. Dave is probably either another person that you were just looking at, or you don't know how common it is for people to call me Dave or Jim. That's another thing, because the name Bob is such a common, it's like the generic name that you would come up with for a man, right? Is like Bob or Dave or Jim. So I get called those things sometimes. Oh, Clint says Black Box sells anti-scald cage and lamp holders for that. Okay, so go to Black Box for those accessories for your lamp and such. I didn't realize that they. I got to look at your accessories page again. What's up, the Retic Lounge? You guys, if you're into retics and you're not following the Retic Lounge, I don't know what you're doing. These guys are great. Hang on, let me put little B back real fast. We need to do a Snakes and Scotch segment on your channel weekly. Yeah, right. Right now we do it monthly. And the reason we do it monthly is because it allows me time, especially when I'm touring. It's hard to produce 4 videos a month and get a video out every week. So this has allowed me to still put a video out every week, but it gives me a buffer week where I'm not editing and such like that. But yeah, eventually I think I'll be doing less. I'll have less, I'll be able to tour less, and I'll have less things going on so that I can focus more on the channel. And then I should be able to produce 4 videos a week and still do a live stream each week. That would be really cool. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get to that point, but it would be cool, I think, to be able to do a live every week and a produced video every week. Weekly Snakes and Scotch segment on your channel with me. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. Is this which one is this? Who am I talking to? Is this Nathan? Taylor says, I'm going to pull an Amy, and when I get a future snake lip from Bob and come and pick it up from the green room, but Amy has to come too. Yes, do it, Taylor. You're in you live in Texas, right? That's a long haul. I think you're in Texas. But yeah, do it. Drive over, grab Amy on the way, and get over here. Pick up your snake. That'd be perfect. I think a Snakes and Scotch Retic Lounge Green Room Pythons collaboration live stream would be fun. That would be super cool to do. Very okay. Vinyl says, thanks for the great stream, Jim. Which is extra funny to me because my character's name in the movie that we were just talking about is Jim, and everybody was calling me by my character name every day that I shot. So, and it got until just about the end of the day yesterday, my very last day of filming, where I was finally responding to Jim, because people go, Jim, 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 and oh, they're talking to me. Because apparently they couldn't remember Bob. They could remember Jim, but not Bob. Let's see. Amy's texting me. Oh, it's Lucas. It's not Nathan. She goes, also, you only have 10 minutes before you ditch us for your Hollywood friends. Yeah, I know. I do have to leave shortly. In fact, I should leave in the next. I want to for this. Oh, wait. Did she take? She's looking for it, though. Like, she might take it without me. She's considering it right now. Anyway, I may not have to reoffer that quail to Echo, because she's on it right now. Sniffing around. Jeffrey, thanks for the super chat. Hey, I have a 20-gallon long tank and was hoping to upgrade my heat lamp. Do you have any recommendations on which one I should get? You know, yeah, I mean, I just recommend that it's not a lamp. If it's heat, I always recommend, if you're heating for a ball python, use a deep heat projector or a CHE. I mean, a CHE costs as much as a light bulb, basically, and you screw it into a lamp. Deep heat projectors are great. Anything that's not illuminated, because you want to have that heat 24 hours generally. And you want to have a day-night cycle. So you don't want to have light in their enclosure for 24 hours. So just grab a, go on Amazon and grab a CHE. They're on Amazon. Deep heat projectors are a little bit more expensive and provide more spectrum. So I think deep heat projectors are better for ball pythons, but for just heat, where you're looking forward to, to just heat the snake so it digests well, deep heat projector would work nicely. Robert, thanks for the super chat. Enjoy the wrap, Bob. Thanks. You should have 1 million views by the next live stream. Thanks. We'll see what happens by next live stream. It's a month away. Who knows what the channel will do by then? Austin, thanks for the super chat. You guys, so many super chats today. Hey, Bob, figured I'd send another super chat because I called you the wrong name. That's all right. By the way, my situation I messaged about ended poorly. Oh, I don't remember what that was. Send me another message because right now in this moment, I can't remember. I'm sorry that it ended poorly, whatever it was. I don't remember what it was though. I forget people's names all the time, you guys. I have a bad, I think I have a block in my brain where I don't recognize faces. People that I know, that like I saw someone today that I know that I really like. He was wearing a hat and a coat and I didn't recognize him. I thought he was just a random dude. And I've done that a lot in my life. So I often call people by the wrong name. I often don't think I know people when I actually do. I think I have some sort of brain problem. I'm sure I have many brain problems, but that's one of them. Okay. I think I got to wrap up, you guys. I usually go longer on these, but I got to do this thing tonight and produced video next week and another live stream in 3 weeks. Thanks for joining me. This might have been the biggest live stream as far as attendance numbers. It seems to get bigger each time we do it. And Austin, that's right. The pastel you were assist feeding didn't make it. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's such a bummer. It sounds like that snake just was headed straight downhill when you got it, when you rescued it. That's such a bummer, man. I do remember that now. Sorry to hear that. That's too bad. Okay. So did I get all the super chats? I hope so. I hope I didn't miss any. That's always the biggest bummer if I miss a super chat. All right. I'm going to go through all your comments tomorrow and I'm going to be upset that I missed a lot of them. But thank you so much for joining me. I so much appreciate you guys. I'll see you next week in a produced video. Talk to you later. Have a great night.